It's so interesting that AI has been so deep in your company. You've been building GPU infrastructure, running these large recommender systems for a long time. Now you're
a little slow on it, actually, getting to GPUs.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice.
I know. Well, too nice.
I was trying to be nice. You're
my
guest.
When I was backstage before I came on here, you were talking about like owning your mistakes or something, right? So
you don't have to volunteer it out of the blue.
I think this one has been well tried. It's like I got raked over the coals.
But as soon as you got into it, as soon as you got into it strong. Let's just put it. There you go. There you go.
That's how we roll.
Now, the thing that's really cool about generative AI is these days when I use WhatsApp, I feel like I'm collaborating with WhatsApp. I love Imagine. I'm sitting here typing, and it's generating the images as I'm going.
Yeah.
I go back and I change my words. It's generating other images.
Yeah.
And so the one that old Chinese guy enjoying a glass of whiskey at sundown with 3 dogs, golden retriever, golden doodle, and a Bernese mountain dog. And it generates, a pretty good-looking picture. Yeah,
yeah, we're getting there.
That's me.
Every month.
Yeah.
Getting better.
And then now you could actually load my picture in there.
Yep.
It'll actually be me.
Yeah, that's as of last week.
Yeah, super excited about that.
So now imagine me. I'm spending a lot of time with my daughters, imagining them as mermaids and things over the last week. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the other half of it. I mean, a lot of the Gen AI stuff is going to. On the one hand, it's, I think, going to just be this big upgrade for all of the workflows and products that we've had for a long time. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, there's going to be all these completely new things that can now get created. So Meta AI, the idea of having, just an AI assistant that can help you with different tasks, and in our world is going to be, very creatively oriented, like you're saying, but I mean, they're very general. So I mean, you don't need to just constrain it to that. It'll be able to answer any question. Over time, I think, when we move from like the Llama 3 class of models to Llama 4 and beyond, it's gonna, I think, feel less like a chatbot, where it's like you give it a prompt and it just responds, and then you give it a prompt and it responds, and it's just like back and forth. I think it's gonna pretty quickly evolve to you give it an intent, and it actually can go away on multiple time frames. And I mean, it probably should acknowledge that you gave it an intent up front. But I mean, some of the stuff I think will end up, it'll spin up, compute jobs that take, weeks or months or something, and then just come back to you when like something happens in the world. And I think that's going to be really powerful. So I mean,
today's AI, as you know, is kind of turn-based. You say something, it says something back to you. But obviously, when we're given a mission or we're giving a problem, we'll contemplate multiple options, or maybe we come up with a tree of options, a decision tree, and we walk down the decision tree, simulating in our mind, what are the different outcomes of each decision that we could potentially make. And so we're doing planning. And so in the future, AIs will kind of do the same. One of the things that I was super excited about when you talked about your vision of creator AI, I just think that's a home run idea, frankly.
Mark Zuckerberg of Meta and Jensen Huang of Nvidia share cautious whispers about the future of quantum computing. The echoes of their caution sent ripples through the quantum computing sector and left investors reeling, with stocks tumbling and forecasts of futuristic tech not yet within reach. What's next for the industry? Stay tuned as we delve into why their joint perspective on this emerging technology has sparked a tempest in the stock market world. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
Tell us what exactly Jensen Huang, the leading authority on the future of computing, is getting wrong here.
So, Deirdre, thanks for the opportunity to be here. I very much appreciate it. I think that Jensen Huang is a very smart individual, and he's built an amazing company. And he may be the authority on many aspects of computing, but certainly not all aspects of computing, and certainly not quantum computing. In this case, he's dead wrong. And the reason he's wrong is that we at D-Wave are commercial today. We have companies like MasterCard or NTT Docomo or Pattison Food Group or Ford Otosan that are using our quantum computers today in production to benefit their business operations. Not 30 years from now, not 20 years from now, not 15 years from now, but right now, today. And moreover, we have been able to solve problems on our quantum computer in the area of materials simulation in minutes that it would take well over millions of years to solve on the fastest supercomputers, which, by the way, happen to be massively parallel GPU computers. So Jensen should think a little bit about that. We are solving those problems in minutes today, and it would take millions of years to solve them on massively parallel systems that he provides. And by the way,
Alan,
I'd be happy to meet with Jensen anytime, any place to help fill in these gaps for him.
Alan, I got the opportunity to get to know D-Wave a little better over the last month or so, and your approach is very different than what Jensen Huang is talking about. It's limited to optimization problems, and you don't play in the same field as Jensen and Nvidia and Google and IBM. Is that correct?
No. So when you say we're limited to optimization, that's not an accurate statement. We are very good at solving optimization problems. And frankly, optimization represents most of the important hard problems that businesses need to solve. And so we're proud of the fact that our quantum computers excel in that area. But that's not the only area where we play. We play in material simulation, we play in quantum cryptography and cybersecurity. We play in a broad set of areas. But you are right. We have taken a different approach to quantum from everybody else in the industry, and that is what has allowed us to become commercial today.
What you just described, Alan, sounds like what generative AI promises to do, optimization, simulations, et cetera. If D-Wave is offering better optimization and tools, then why aren't you valued like an AI company? Why is your revenue, bookings, and profitability contracting in the latest quarter?
So first of all, with respect to bookings and revenue, all I will say is that our business is actually growing quite nicely, and I am very much looking forward to sharing our Q4 and fiscal 24.
Was there an exception then? I mean, Q3 revenue was down 27% in your latest quarterly report. What happened?
As I said, Deirdre, I am really looking forward to sharing our Q4 and fiscal 24 financial and operating results when we report earnings.
Mark Zuckerberg and Jensen Huang both voiced a decade-long timeline for practical quantum computing, a domain both fascinating and complex, rooted deep in scientific marvels. Huang's comments at Nvidia's CES 2025 set off market turbulence with stocks like IonQ taking a steep 39% dive, Quantum Computing Inc. dropping 43.34%, and Rigetti Computing plummeting by 45.41%. Enter Alan Baratz, CEO of D-Wave Quantum, challenging the 15 to 30-year narrative by ostensibly showcasing living proofs of quantum solutions today. But beyond the spirited debate, Zuckerberg's viewpoint gravitated towards artificial intelligence, advocating its precedence over quantum leaps in computing. It's as if Zuckerberg is pitching the AI future as the Avengers, while quantum computing remains in the coming soon trailer. But before going on with the video, are you into cryptocurrency? If so, check out our second channel, Investocracy Crypto. We bring you breaking news, expert analysis, and the latest trends in the fast-moving world of digital assets. Whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just curious about the future of finance, we've got something for you. Click the link in the description to subscribe to Investocracy Crypto now. Don't miss out and stay ahead of the game. Now, let's get back to the video.
That having been said, AI and quantum are not competitive to one another. Yes, there are some areas where you might be able to use both systems. I talked about material simulation, but we are so far ahead of what massively parallel GPUs can do in the material simulation area that I don't even view that as competitive. When it comes to optimization, there are attempts to use GPUs to solve optimization problems. It's not necessarily their sweet spot, and that is also an area where I think D-Wave's quantum computers excel. And that's why we are working with companies today to support their business operations.
Okay, and Alan, just to be really clear, though, you're saying that D-Wave does play in the same space that Jensen is talking about. I know that there's different approaches to quantum computing, annealing versus the gate model. I don't want to get into that, but you're saying that Jensen Huang has it all wrong.
What I'm saying is that Jensen Huang does not understand what you just said. which is that there are different approaches to quantum. Annealing and gate are the two primary approaches. And while his comments may not be totally off base for gate model quantum computers, they are 100% off base for annealing quantum computers. And he
walked
needs to
it
be
back a
educated
little.
on that.
From dead
Sorry?
wrong to not totally correct. You walked it back a little bit.
No. Hold on. When it comes to D-Wave and annealing quantum computing, he is dead wrong. We are not 30 years out. We are not 20 years out. We are not 15 years out. We are today. We are supporting businesses today with quantum compute to solve their hard problems. So in that sense, he is dead wrong. There are approaches to quantum computing that it will take longer to mature.
Okay, Alan, I think there's a lot of nuance in here, but we really appreciate you taking the time to come on and respond to those comments. Thanks very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Alan at
Appreciate
D-Wave.
the time.
I had the popcorn
back over to you.
out for that. That was very interesting. I appreciate you both. Deirdre Bosa, Alan Barretts of D-Wave. Thank you for today's Tech Chat.
With AI's surging relevance, Zuckerberg emphasized its vital role relative to anticipating quantum strides, reinforcing security akin to software vulnerability management. Even so, cautious whispers of overvaluation led to market advisor Jim Cramer suggesting a tactical retreat before the quantum bubble bursts. Despite an impressive rally with highs soaring 800% in the preceding year, prudence is advised. The discourse now lies at the intersection of groundbreaking tech and investor psychology, fascinating yet volatile. It's a storyline that keeps the market on edge and enthusiasts intrigued. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
To me, I almost associated them somewhat with like the run-up we'd seen in some of these like space travel names. Where sure, I mean theoretically, it sounds like something that would change the world in a sense, but like we are so many years away from that being a profit or like really significant revenue churning portion of the business that I understand why we're seeing this downside. He did say, I mean, Jensen did say that he expects Nvidia to be a huge part of that, and I don't doubt that as far as like their reach into technology. But I've always compared, I mean, like in a very, very simplified manner, it's like a fire hose basically and trying to control that right now, where they have so much information, but then simplifying it and making it so these computers can work efficiently, I think is still a huge challenge. I also think it's kind of interesting because there's the theory that it could pose this threat to crypto or that it's going to have some degree of implications for crypto, but even Alphabet said they're still like 10 years away from that even being an issue. So if Alphabet's saying that, now we're hearing 20 years, I think this is such a long-term story. I mean, perhaps, maybe I think justified that we're seeing a pullback in some of these names that were up so significantly.
Oh, this is like a lot of these stocks that we're looking at right now. We're definitely we're, I mean, kind of indisputably like the bubbliest stuff that came up the last couple of weeks. It's like, it's fun, you know, from a science standpoint, that we have the public market to like finance these, you know, theoretical concepts and early stage products. But this was definitely one of the bubbliest areas of the market over the last 3 months. So to see some air come out kind of fits overall with what we saw yesterday too, which was just some air coming out of the tech stuff. Because this is like, you know, they don't even have revenues or products, a lot of these.
Right, like I wouldn't say that this is like moving the overall needle in as far as tech today, because I'd say that in terms of AI, I mean, focus on large language models still are not a perfect application. Focus on AI, like Apple Intelligence, mine is, at least in my own experience, is still years away from it being life-changing by any means. We're still away from autonomous vehicles. I mean, all these things that we start to run up on, I think that pay attention to those areas of tech still. Let's move away from quantum computing.
With quantum stocks currently retreating, the horizon is still bright. The truth remains that as quantum computing seeks its practical debut, its eventual ascent could herald unprecedented leaps in processing power, offering transformative potential across industries. Today, investors are urged to scrutinize the quantum landscape closely. While stocks exhibit volatility, such fluctuations bear opportunities for strategic placements. As forecasts predict growth and acknowledge the intervening AI developments, does this sketch a tantalizing prospect, or should one invoke patience? Share your thoughts, and let's embark on this speculative journey together, pondering the promise of quantum breakthroughs ahead. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.